So then it begs the second question is, well, who can hold those positions? Can only cultural Marxists? Can only secular humanists? Can only Hindus or Muslims? I mean, who can hold positions of responsibility in a football club or in the public sector? Are all Christians now going to be tram drivers or street sweepers or not employed at all? Recently in Victoria, we had Daniel Andrews, the Premier of the state, making comments and giving his thoughts on the appointment of Andrew Thorburn to head up one of the football clubs. Now, I know you know the story, but here's something that we haven't really seen, observed and commented upon from the more conservative and traditional sectors of society, including the church. What he was saying was someone with those values and ethics shouldn't be put in charge of an organisation like the football club. He shouldn't have that degree of responsibility. Let's take a look at his comments.
People should be treated fairly and safely, and who they are ought to be enough. That's always been my view. There's no place for homophobia and bigotry. But let's be very clear about this. Let's be very clear about this. The rate of suicide among same-sex attracted young people, LGBTIQ plus young people, is 2, 3, 4, 5 times the rate of suicide in the broader Victorian community. So people can get all upset about the fact that someone resigned. I'm much more focused on the fact that people are harming themselves and sometimes taking their own lives because of bigotry and prejudice. Let's not lose perspective about this. This is not about who runs a footy club. This is about issues that are much, much bigger than that.
So what we haven't seen is some observations from the church and from more conservative sectors of society where they're asking the obvious question, it begs the question, if someone like Thorburn cannot be, or anybody cannot be in a position of responsibility at that level, what position can someone with those values and ethics and beliefs hold? Can he be the sponsorship manager at the club? Can he be the physiotherapist? Can he be the credit manager? Can he be one of the drivers? Perhaps he could be assistant coach. I mean, what level of seniority and responsibility can someone with those values, beliefs and ethics rise to? Is there a glass ceiling, a belief ceiling that Daniel Andrews would like to enforce? And can those people who hold those beliefs go into the public sector? I mean, where do these people live now and work? Or does Daniel Andrews only give approval to certain sets of beliefs? I mean, this is, we had discrimination and we had two-tier societies in New Zealand and certainly in Victoria through the COVID of 2020 and 2021, but this is long-term two-tier societies. Cross the road, don't talk to the people with those values, beliefs and ethics, and do not give them positions of authority and responsibility because they're not deserving of them. We can't trust them in those positions. So then it begs the second question is, well, who can hold those positions? Can only cultural Marxists? Can only secular humanists? Can only Hindus or Muslims? I mean, who can hold positions of responsibility in a football club or in the public sector? Are all Christians now going to be tram drivers or street sweepers or not employed at all? So the visual behind me shows people like you and me standing in culture, standing in society, waiting for the invitation from people like Daniel Andrews to say, take that position but not that position, say this, don't say that, act like this, don't act like that. So we don't have the freedom to be who we are. They have total freedom to be who they are because now their views are acceptable, ours are persona non grata. So we are standing in the shadows waiting for approval from man. Well, the answer to that is no. The answer to that is no. We cannot wait for their approval. We cannot be hemmed in to a position which is defined by secular humanists or cultural Marxists or socialists or whatever word or label you want to give them, because ultimately what's going on there is a different worldview and an anti-God fuel driving their ideology. This is the stuff that we need to call out and talk back to, and the church has made some commentary and Tim Costello gave his thoughts, such as they were, but we need to take a stand, because if we don't take a stand on this stuff, little by little we get painted back into a corner. Thanks for watching.